everything that the heroes have done has just been completely undone by Shigaraki. I mean, at this point, he's just too OP. What is up, heroes and villains? Welcome back to another My Hero Academia chapter review. Boku no Hero Academia chapter 282 of the manga. We'll discuss Aizawa being a goat. Also, Shigaraki undoing all the damage and he himself being a goat. And also at the end of this chapter, Gigantomachia is about to destroy a whole city. So, is he a goat too? How many goats can be in a chapter? Let's dive in. The chapter opens up with Deku still struggling to hold Shigaraki back with Black Whip, and that's when things sorta go south. Shigaraki yells and exclaims, "I've got a bullet for you," as he's clutching the quirk erasing bullet and eyeing Aizawa. What is it with villains? Always talking, always monologuing, and always giving their opponents a chance to counter them. Luckily, Deku is heads up on this play and goes 100% Wyoming smash to attack Shigaraki. Deku then thinks about the consequences of using One for All at 100% power, and he's prepared to do so. After all, this is just the starting point of his dream. If he's going to be the best hero ever, or if he wants to be better than All Might and be the best hero ever, he can't back down now. But at the same time, this is also just the starting point for Shigaraki's dream. This is just the beginning of ruin. So the question is, who's going to pursue their dream more? I really like this because Deku realizes, yes, while this is the most energy he's ever expended with One for All in a fight, if not it's maybe the muscular fight, he knows that in the future he's going to have to improve and get better and keep pushing past his limits. I just hope that he makes smart decisions about how and when to use that full 100% Wyoming or whatever state you want smash in this fight, and from what we see it looks like he has a good grasp on that. Let's face it, he has a few more quirks to master after this whole fight, so he's going to have to constantly improve. This 100% is going to be like 1% by the time the story is done. Also, there's this cool parallel where Deku's arm is, oh that was weird, in Shigaraki's mouth, and he's biting down, and it looks like Shigaraki's teeth, and maybe his jaw is actually breaking. But it's a nice parallel to when Endeavor has his whole hand inside the Nomu's mouth and then ignites it using his quirk. Just kind of a little cool parallel. I don't know if it was intentional, but I noticed it, so I thought I should point it out. Despite Deku's incredible 100% Wyoming smash, Shigaraki still releases the bullet in his hand at extreme speed, and we see it pierce Aizawa's leg and twist it up. Note here before proceeding, this is Aizawa's right leg. This is not the leg that was previously broken by the Nomu, so keep that in mind as we move forward, that Aizawa can't walk no matter what, because essentially both of his legs are broken at the moment. Just when you thought Professor Aizawa would lose his quirk, he thinks of Eri, and all she has taught him, all she represents, and he knows he can cope with what he must do, and do it without any hesitation. And what must Aizawa do? Oh, I don't know, it's pretty simple. Take a knife out of his utility belt, slash his right leg just above where the bullet struck him, and self-amputate his own limb to stop the nullification and keep his erasure quirk, thus maintaining his determined gaze on Shigaraki. You mean to tell me, hold up, this dude basically got shot in the leg with the force that Shigaraki released that bullet, then took his own knife and slashed through bone, self-amputating his limb, and didn't blink even once. King. K-I-N-G, King. I mean, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest teacher hero of all time. How do you not even flinch like that? Shinso, Eri, y'all dad is amazing. What do you guys think of Aizawa here? Would you have been able to make that split-second decision like this? Comment down below. I want to know your thoughts on just how amazing of a hero Aizawa really is. Also, when he's thinking of Eri, I wonder if he's thinking, hey, if I go grab my foot after the battle's over, maybe Eri can restore my injuries? Something like how Deku broke his bones, but Eri kept him from actually breaking apart when he was in One for All 100%. But regardless, I for one love Pegleg Aizawa, so I don't know, I think it's cool that they have a pirate sensei now. But man, what a goat. And yes, I am aware that Aizawa was probably thinking about Eri because she can rewind people to a state where they don't have quirks, so he's like, I gotta get this leg off really fast. But also, I think he, you know, when she's playing with that little knot thing, it's very cute, so maybe he thinks, hey, I don't want to die here, I want to keep stopping Shigaraki, and I gotta do that by looking at him and having my quirk. I'd like to return and see her again. I'm still really blown away by this scene. Aizawa was truly a selfless hero. To be able to do that just to stay on your mission, it's pretty amazing. And win or lose this battle, all the heroes have had impeccable decision making. Even Shigaraki is impressed with his trademark, "You're really cool, Eraser." But I was expecting this. Shigaraki thinks it all won't matter. No matter how hard these heroes try, he'll persevere as a villain. Wow. Am I really on Shigaraki's side now? Now at this point, I'm not sure if Aizawa blinked. We did see him close one eye, and maybe that sort of releases his grip on Shigaraki. But regardless, Shigaraki releases an attack, and the shockwave blows everyone back and away from him. And at this point, I mean, Shigaraki just has cheat codes. Come on, dude. He's doing this all presumably without a quirk? How is this possible? Shigaraki then rushes Aizawa and reaches out with his hand, covering at least one of Aizawa's eyes. And just when you think Shigaraki's gonna crush Aizawa's face, because let's face it, he certainly has the power to do so even without a quirk, who swoops in? Who saves the day? It's none other than Shoto Todoroki to save his beloved Teach, launching an ice attack to freeze Shigaraki in his tracks. Get it? Freeze him in his tracks? Horikoshi, let me just ask you a question. How do you keep doing this? How do you, week by week, keep raising the stakes and making every single chapter more exciting than the last, even if there's different battle scenes or no battle scenes at all? How do you do this? Shigaraki notes that when he used Ragdoll's search quirk, there was a light coming towards him, and that's none other than young Shoto Todoroki. Right off the bat, let's think about this for a second. Endeavor is at the scene with Shigaraki. Shoto has just arrived, and who but the League of Villains and Dabi were just en route with Gigantomachia to Shigaraki. Now, they encountered some trouble with the heroes in the forest, but if you take a look at the end of this chapter, I don't think that even mattered. So it's possible that very soon, Shoto, Endeavor, and Dabi will be in the same place at the same time. Hashtag, can it get any more dramatic? Deku then punches Shigaraki after this ice attack, which I gotta say, it's a pretty good attack by Shoto. I think it basically impales Shigaraki. But Deku has Black Whip wrapped around the arm that he's using to hit Shigaraki with, almost like a shock absorber so that he can go 100%. And like I said before, I wanted to see Deku be smart with how he goes 100% and uses One for All in this fight. So, good job Deku, you're thinking smart. You're thinking smart? You're being smart as a hero. Good job. Deku then grabs Aizawa and Rocklock, pulling them to safety, and he keeps saying, "Sensei, Sensei, wake up," to an unconscious Aizawa. And Shigaraki tells the heroes, no matter what you do, ruin will still come. Before moving on here, two things to note. One, yes, Aizawa is unconscious and his eyes are closed. This means that Shigaraki is free of his gaze and able to use quirks again. If something doesn't immediately intervene here, like a hero doesn't swoop in and, attack Shigaraki, expect some large-scale retaliation by Shigaraki, who's just been taking hits this entire time, and probably another decay wave. Number two, when Shigaraki's saying this, it looks as if his body doesn't have any blood on it or any major signs of damage. So yes, now that Aizawa's eyes are closed, I believe Shigaraki just used his Regeneration Quirk. This means all the damage, all the hits that the heroes got in, all the progress that they just made is instantly reset by Shigaraki. And he probably reset his stamina too. Like, he could probably do this for days on end. So, I don't know. I just don't know at this point. If I'm a hero, what do you expect me to do? The chapter ends with a transition back to the heroes that were evacuating the surrounding areas and towns. like Ida, Tsuyu, and Uraraka. And Uraraka says, "We might have to join the fight against Shigaraki or with the other heroes because it's taking them a long time." And I for one would love this because how clutch would Uraraka be against Shigaraki's decay wave? She can float everyone to safety. I would love it if Bakugo or even someone like Endeavor flew Uraraka around and then she taps every hero on the shoulder, floating them to safety. This would be an amazing moment for her to shine, but also we could see what her and a pro hero like Endeavor can do on a very quick basis in terms of teamwork. Bakugo would see this as an opportunity, obviously, but Endeavor might not know her quirk or what she's capable of. And if it is Bakugo flying her around, then the Bakugo-Uraraka shippers wouldn't be able to get enough. We then see this town with calamity about to befall it, with Gigantomachia about to attack it. Wait, what? I thought Gigantomachia was sleeping somewhere in the forest. Let's talk about this. Was Kirishima not successful with the anesthesia? Was it not enough to knock him out? And if so, what happened to the pro heroes like Mount Lady and Kamui Woods, and also people from Class 1A and Class 1B that were trying to hold back Gigantomachia and the League of Villains? Also, it's kind of interesting in that Gigantomachia's lower jaw is now above over his eyes. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe it's an eye shield when he charges, but we've seen him charge before and he doesn't need that. So, I don't know what's going on. Why is nothing working for the heroes? Anyway, thanks for watching. That's what I got for you guys. Let me know down below in the comments, what happens when Gigantomachia attacks this town? And also, what happens when the League of Villains with Dabi show up to where Endeavor, Shoto, and Shigaraki are? I want to hear your theories. If you guys like My Hero Academia content and these chapter reviews, consider enrolling at UA today by subscribing. And until next time, heroes and villains, plus ultra.
Shigatsu, 四角い空、心の隙間埋め